Apple Gift Card is a practical gift that unlocks a world of entertainment and fun. You can send it via email or give a physical card to your loved ones. Your friends and family can spend it on their favorite Apple services, including Apple subscriptions. Apple Gift Card can be used to buy all things Apple. Products, accessories, apps, games, movies, TV shows, iCloud Plus, and more. Visit apple.com for details and to send Apple Gift Cards to your friends and family this holiday season.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on this viral video of this new artist. Her name is Leray, I believe. And you guys might have heard my computer go off. I had just unplugged my capture card because I planned on recording some gaming videos here in a moment. But anyways, no, there's this artist named Leray. And she's blown up recently because like she had a song on TikTok going viral. What are some other things? Yeah, she also has some other songs that was like going viral too, but mainly on TikTok. But anyways, so yesterday there was this video that came out of when she was up on stage performing, and everybody in the crowd was just frozen, like legit frozen. And not one person moved. And it was so crazy because I'm like, hey, yo, like my thing is this. I'm going to be flat out honest and blunt. I don't really be listening to her music like that. I do know of her, though. Like, don't get me wrong. I ain't going to be that person where I'm like, I don't know who she is. So, therefore, I'm like, can't respect the music. Like, I respect the fact that she's an artist. I've heard some of her songs. I'm not a fan. I'm not trying to be rude, though. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to sound like a hater, too. Like, if somebody were to come to me and they'd be like, hey, respect what you're doing, just not really a fan of the videos. I've gotten comments like that. People have told me stuff like that. And they're like, I remember there was this one channel, and maybe it just needs to be that one song that I hear from her and stuff that I'm like, hey, you know what? I like her. She cool. She got good music. So I just think, maybe, okay, you know, I just heard the songs that was going viral because I'm like, now when I hear songs on TikTok that go viral, I don't even like them anymore. So that's why I'm like, hey, yo, people, stop, okay? Because it is ruining my chances with finding some new music, okay? So, but anyways, but yeah, there was nobody in the crowd moving. So I'm like, dang, why? For what? Like, what was the reason? You know, but yeah, she, I guess it really messed her up, and I'm like, dang, man, you know, that is messed up, though, where it's like, you performing, and then there's just nobody, like, moving or doing anything, but, no, so, that's what was actually pretty cool. So, Nicki Minaj, one of the biggest, like, you know, women artists of all time and stuff, had reached out to her, and, you know, was sending her some motivational words. I'm like, hey, you know what, that's some good energy right there. Shout out to Nicki Minaj for that. But then that was the one thing that Leray said that, like, you know, that, like, stuck out with me, that was like, hey, you know what? This is just the beginning of your career. And who the person that she referenced, I'm like, that's going to most likely be the career that you end up having, okay? You're going to be in the same shoes as him. So, I think, because I think she also, like, did she get any, like, nominations for, like, I think it was the Billboard or something. I don't know. I can't remember. But I think there was an award show that happened. I think it was the Billboard Awards, but she didn't get, like, she wasn't nominated. Or, no, I think she was, but people was, like, getting on her saying that she shouldn't have been. But I'm like, hey, yo, like, if the girl's nominated, let her be nominated. If she don't win, she don't win. If she does, oh, well. Like, my thing is, like, look, at the end of the day, because that's why I'm like, them award shows, I don't really be caring for those award shows, because I'm like, okay, I already know which album is good and which album wasn't good, because there's been times I've heard albums they didn't even make it to, like, the Billboards, the Grammys, MTV, BET, VH1, any of that stuff. They ain't got no awards, but it was one of my favorite albums of the whole year, okay? So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's just, you know, there's at times where it's like, albums just, you know, they or just artists, there's some that make it, there's some that don't make it, but I just don't think that's like people, you should like try to take that away from a person and things. So, but anyways, no, that's the artist that Leray had referenced was Travis Scott, and she referenced this documentary and was saying like how people should watch his documentary, and I'm like, that's straight facts. That is straight facts. So now I have a different outlook on this girl. I'm like, hey, you know what? She gonna make it. Like, nah, she gonna make it. Cause I'm like, look, you're already at a good point in standing, you know, with when it comes to music. So it's like, what? All you just gotta do is post like a few more songs. I'm guarantee you, mark my words, that girl, she gonna post a song that really goes viral. That's like gonna really hit, and it's gonna be her song. Like, and that's gonna be the cool thing about it too. Like, it ain't gonna be no features. It ain't gonna be like, no, she's gonna have a song that is a hit. Okay, so Coi Leray, if you ever do hear this, highly doubt that she would hear this, but you got this, okay? You got this, because, you know, that's the thing with, you know, just overall being an artist or a creator of some sorts, whether it's content creating, like for YouTube, Twitch, music, acting, you know, you're gonna have people out there that's gonna doubt you. You're gonna have people that's out there hating on you. That's life. That's life. You even got it where people, they probably working at McDonald's, they got haters. They're co-workers. There's somebody that saw like, man, look at them thinking they flipping burgers. They think they all that. Like, that has probably happened at some point in time of this universe. And it's crazy. It doesn't matter what job, what profession, what career, anything that you get into, you're going to have somebody in there that doubts you. Even when I was working at that cafe in Seattle, I had doubters. From coworkers to customers, I had doubters. People that was doubting me, people that didn't, you know, they was like, hey, at the end of the day, I really don't care if he's here or not. But that's the thing though, with Coi Leray, I'm like, no, she deserves this. She deserves, I'm like, you don't work this hard to get to where you done got to and stuff, just for it to go? No. Or for you to go? No. You done made it this far, like, keep going. My thing is, like, there's no reason to look back. That's the thing with, like, haters. Like, if there is a hater, right, it's just going off on you and stuff, prove them, like, and they're saying that you're never, because that's something that people tell me all the time, that I'm never going to make it to 1 million subscribers, I'm never going to make it to this. Like, I've had it where it's like people that even, like, they mess with me, they like me and stuff, like, they're not a hater, they're a supporter of mine, but they even have told me that they see it where my channel is only going to reach, like, maybe a few 100,000. So at the end of the day, I'm like, all right, I gotta prove them wrong. I gotta keep coming out with content. I can't be that person where I'm like, okay, I'm coming to content, because this is how I see it. So you're coming out with the content that you're coming out with now, where it's like, okay, so let's say you're only releasing like a few videos, or you're only releasing a few songs, or like one album or something. So that's when you start hearing that, now you got to prove people wrong. Now you got to overwork yourself. Now you got to show people that you crazy and stuff. But it's like more so with creating things. You guys show people that creativity that lives within you. Because I'm like, man, I'm all about that. That's the one thing that I'm about, is showing people the creativity that lives in me and stuff. My thing is like, because I feel like everybody that's born into this world has a story. You're so, like, there is a book that gets started day one of you. Of you being born into this world. That is when the cover of your book has been written. Okay, or drawn out, however your book, if your book is going to be a bunch of pictures or a bunch of words, regardless, your book has been developed. Okay, so my thing is like living your life all the way up to the fullest, all the way up to the max, right? My thing is like, you guys see it as this: you being born into this world, you was born to motivate somebody. So you could be walking down the street, somebody will, like, you know, somebody might be feeling insecure about themselves, right? They look at you, and then they see you as as their motivation. They're like, I want to look like them. I want to be like them. That confidence, that happiness that's just, you know, glowing from them. I want that. So at the end of the day, they see you done motivate somebody. That's how, I'm putting this out in the world, I'm putting this out into the existence, that is going to happen to at least one person. No, not even at least one person, everybody. Whether you're a person that's not as confident as, you know, as you should be, or a person that's all the way confident. Somebody will look at you, one person will look at you, and they will gain confidence and within themselves, whether they start hitting the gym, reading, writing, eating right, whatever that they want to put their mind to, they will do it. So it's like that's him, like, nobody's not put in this world just to, for nothing. They're put here for something. That's why I'm like, people, that's why I like, I reference like names at times, like in situations, because I'm like, whether it's music, stand-up comedy, acting, or just a person that, they wasn't really into that and stuff. I feel like I can give you a story on something or somebody where it's like, if you see yourself in a situation where you're like, oh man, like, no girls like me and stuff. People are in that situation every single day. Or if you're a girl and you're like, no guys like me. Or if it's some same-sex stuff where you're a guy and you're like, no guys like me. If you're a girl and no girl likes me, you're not the first to be in a situation like that. Nobody is ever first in any situation. Where it's like, yeah, you might be the first to, if anything, you'll be the first to break a record of something before you're the first person to not be a part of something. There's so many people in this world that's not a part of something. Me, I'm not a part of things. You're not a part of things. The most famous or richest or viral, whatever category you want to put them in, they're not in things that they that they want to be in, or it's just something. My thing is like, there's always gonna be something about somebody. So it's like, at the end of the day, instead of being worried about what this person is doing, what they're not doing, or what where my thing is like, always worry about yourself, motivate yourself, do things for yourself. If you want to do things to help out other people, that's fine, do that. There ain't no problem with that. Do that. I'm doing that right now as I speak. That's why I'm doing podcast episodes, a crap ton of YouTube videos, TikTok videos. Like, I'm doing this because I'm like, at the end of the day, I want to help out people. I feel like I've lived a good portion of my life where I wasn't helping out people. So now I'm working towards where I can at least have a platform to give people a voice, to make it where people are heard. Because that's one thing that I struggle with. I feel like that, and I know I'm not the first one to ever be in no situation like that, but I'm like, it's a tough situation. But I do feel like at times where I'm just ignored. So I'm like, my thing is like to be able, and there's been times where people have looked at me and then they've been like, oh man, I got motivated to start doing things. So I motivated people. But I'm like, no, I don't want to, my thing is like, I don't want to just motivate one person. I feel like your average person, they would be chill with just motivating one person. Me, I'm like, nah, I want to motivate the world. That's why I was like, I'll never forget this video I did. I went on Omegle to just say, like, mess with people and things, have fun. I remember I came across this little girl, and I honestly, I hope and pray to God that little girl does go through her acting dreams and stuff. I don't know who that girl was. I wish I had figured out who she was so I can still motivate her to this day and things. But anyways, I remember she said she was down because I think it was her parents didn't support her with her like acting career and stuff. She wanted to have an acting career, but her parents didn't support her. I'm like, hey yo, look, I'm in the same situation, the same. I'm like, maybe it might not be with acting, but with content creating, I'm like, hey yo, that's like, is borderline the same thing. That's how it is. Like, my thing is like, because they grew up into a day and age where acting wasn't something that you got into. YouTube wasn't something that you got into. Music, it wasn't something that you got into. They see it as like, okay, you're not gonna be Prince or Tupac or Denzel Washington or Ryan Gosling, or let's think of some other people, PewDiePie or KSI, whoever. You're you. They see it as like, okay, you're under this fantasy where you think you're this person when you're not. And at the end of the day, that's true. That's facts. You're not that person. You are yourself. So at the end of the day, you got to make a name for yourself. You got to be it where you're in that category now. You're in that conversation where now parents is looking at their kids like, hey, you're not TMossBoss, or you're not Four Souls, or you're not freaking Leray, or you're not, we gotta like change that. We gotta like have it where it's like, now we're the names that parents is like, oh, and then as the time progresses on, when you then carry through with your dreams, and then that's the thing, it's like, do not let nobody talk to you like in a way where it's like my thing is like, if a person don't support you, a person don't support you. That's one person that you ain't gotta worry about. If they're trying to destroy you, then it's like, okay, defend yourself at all costs. Don't listen to some crap where it's like you're not allowed to defend yourself. No, under any circumstances, I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what a person says. You defend yourself at all costs. That's facts. That's the one thing that I would want you to do if you're going to get in a situation with somebody, is to defend yourself. Do not let nobody walk all over you or tell you that you can't do something. Nah, that ain't happening. Especially if you're gonna be a fan of me, just know that I'm not with that. I'm not with it where it's like a person would say that, oh, I just allow people to walk all over me. No. I remember a fan came into my stream talking like that one time, and I straight up told him, I'm like, you gotta just start spazzing on people, bro. You have to, because I'm like, that stuff, that don't work with me. I'm like, I think he was saying he was being bullied at school. I'm like, look, I know that stuff exists, but this is the motivation that I try to put in people's heart, that stuff don't exist. It does exist. It does, though. Like, to sit here and kind of like, have like kind of sound crazy and have an argument with myself a little bit. It does exist. But with me, on the other hand, I guess the motivation I would want to put into you guys is that you can't let people know that or pretty much show that you accept that that you're being bullied. Don't accept that in your life. My thing is like, look, a person can be bigger than you. A person can do what. My thing is like, do you think you would be in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or however old that you would be? You think they still doing that stuff then? No. My thing is like, because think back on that movie Back to the Future. Do you honestly think that I would, bro, do you understand? Because at that point in time, you can't really do nothing to nobody when you're a kid, right? Because it's like some minor stuff. So it's like, you under a supervision. But my thing is, right, this man, all right, Back to the Future, that's like the one thing where I'm like, nah, do not be the dad on that movie. Dude walked into his house, okay, was drinking his beer, eating his food in his house behind closed doors where I can possibly have weapons. You come in my house and do that, I'm hitting you with a metal baseball bat. So I'm like, you better be ducking hard, bruh. You better be army crawling or running up out my house. That ain't gonna happen. When this adult stuff done came into play, that stuff ain't happening. You ain't gonna be coming in my house acting all crazy and stuff, knocking on his forehead and things. I'm like, hey, yo, what? I'm like, that is... Oh, nah, we can't have that. We can't have that at all. I'm like, nah, that cannot be me. So my thing is like, build a life for yourself where it's like, that you don't want to go back to a life that you don't feel comfortable in and stuff. So it's like, build a life for yourself that you feel comfortable in. And that goes for Corey Leray or anybody else. I like how this turned into, it was originally supposed to be something for Corey Leray, but I'm like, nah, this is for everybody. Okay, this goes out to everybody. But yeah, to speak more on the situation with Corey Leray, I'm like, man, it's messed up, but that's life. There's going to be, I don't know how many times I've uploaded videos onto YouTube and they've been misses. So it's like, that's just like how it is with a crowd. You perform in front of a crowd, and that's just like how it is with me and YouTube. I post a video for millions of people across the world to watch, and I might only get a few people messing with it. And I'm not saying, there probably might not be everybody in that crowd that wasn't messing with her music and things. I'm pretty sure there had to have been somebody in that stadium area, wherever she was performing at. I'm pretty sure there had to have been that one person that was just straight grooving to her music. It's grooving to people. I don't care if people that say that and don't say that and things, but I'm like, hey, yo, somebody had to have been in that crowd dancing, saying, hey, yo, that song. She playing that song I like. So I'm saying, like, that's what you got to do. You like that, or it's, well, what am I saying? I'm saying, well, overall, still just continue being an artist. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm trying to end this episode and got distracted and stuff, but anyways, but yeah, Corey Leray, don't let this one, this is just like one thing in your career. This is only gonna be one little minor thing. Don't let this be the definition of your whole career and stuff. So, but anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe however it's set up. And make sure you subscribe to one of my 32 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch at TMossBoss. Like my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. And if you are in the market of purchasing some SeatGeek tickets Make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss, and it will knock $20 off your first purchase. And in that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.